You're holding your dreams so tightly that you can't receive what's trying to reach you. Your closed fist is a fortress that's keeping prisoners, not protecting treasure. Your established identity doesn't have to be your permanent identity. Ownership is a quiet decision to stop letting that fear run your life. It's saying the voice doesn't make the choices. Confidence isn't built in your head, it's built in the actions you take when you're scared. The best opportunities aren't the ones you plan for, they're the ones you've prepared to receive. You're holding your dreams so tightly that you can't receive what's trying to reach you. If you've ever been so focused on plan A that you missed a better plan B, you understand the paradox of success. Sometimes the harder you grip what you want, the more likely it is to slip through your fingers. See, I learned this lesson watching a street performer at the Santa Monica Pier years ago. He was juggling, something I wish I could do, but not in a way you'd expect. Instead of frantically grasping for each ball, his hands stayed really relaxed and open. I was mesmerized. The balls seemed to float through his fingers effortlessly. When I tried to tip him, he smiled and said, "The secret isn't holding tight. It's staying ready to catch what's coming next." I remember thinking, yeah, that was really random, and it makes too much sense. Most of us approach our dreams like we're desperately trying to catch every juggling ball mid-air. The harder we grasp, the more we drop. The tighter we grip, the more we interfere with the natural flow. We become so focused on controlling our predetermined outcome that we miss the rhythm of what's actually possible. Your closed fist is a fortress that's keeping prisoners, not protecting treasure. See, I see this everywhere. The entrepreneurs who's so committed to their original pitch that they can't hear what the market's actually asking for. The professional who's so focused on their planned career path that they dismiss the latest opportunity that could really leapfrog them ahead. Or the creator who's so attached to their content strategy that they ignore what their audience is begging them to make. All of them protecting a plan that's becoming a prison. I watched this play out with the tech CEO that I was consulting for. His company had 52 employees and they did about 10 million in revenue. Respected in the market, industry-leading innovation. But when I asked him where he saw his company, he said, "We're just scrappy underdogs trying to compete with Microsoft." I stopped him right there. When did you become scrappy? You have 52 employees and you're leading your industry in innovation. You're not the underdog anymore. Your greatest strength doesn't have to be your only strength. Your established identity doesn't have to be your permanent identity. That CEO had been holding on to the scrappy startup identity so tightly because it had served him well in the early days. He couldn't see what his company had actually become. The identity was limiting every strategic decision they made. They were playing defense when they should really have been playing offense. So here's what happened. About 90 days after the conversation, they hit this growth of 40%. It was the same team, the same market, but a different story about who they were. They stopped managing a startup and started leading an enterprise. Every door that closes is closing because what's behind it isn't meant for you. Every opportunity that doesn't work out is protecting you from a path that would have required you to compromise parts of yourself that shouldn't be compromised. Something I've learned over the years after working with hundreds of leaders is that opportunities have their own rhythm, like juggling balls in motion. You can't force the timing, but you can position yourself to catch what's coming next. The problem isn't that you're not prepared. The problem is you're over-identified with the one version of preparation that you see. Here's the framework I use to practice what I call strategic openness, or being intentional with your direction while remaining receptive to redirection. Number one, hold your vision like water. I know. Be clear about your destination, but fluid about your route. Your vision should guide you like a compass, not constrain you like handcuffs. Know where you want to go, but stay open to better ways of getting there. I'm clear that I want to help people unlock their potential, but I hold lightly to the specific vehicles for that impact. It could be speaking, writing, coaching, or consulting. I pursue what emerges rather than forcing predetermined channels all the time. Number two, recognize the resistance isn't evidence you're on the wrong path. It's evidence you're on a path that's developing capabilities you're going to need for what's ahead. Every obstacle you encounter isn't a sign to turn back. It's developing the exact capabilities you'll need when you arrive. That CEO, he wasn't wrong to feel resistance when I challenged this identity. His brain was doing exactly what it was designed to do: keep him safe. His brain learned one thing above all things: that's survival. It learned the scrappy identity kept the company from going under, and it learned that playing small meant less risk. And it stored every one of those lessons like a black box flight recorder. The critic isn't the enemy, it's just scared. And that's where ownership comes in. Ownership is a quiet decision to stop letting that fear run your life. It's saying the voice doesn't make the choices. I'm done rehearsing someone else's script. I get to decide who I'm becoming. Number three, create space between certainty and opportunity. Sometimes rigid schedules, closed networks, and predetermined outcomes leave no room for serendipity. Build margin into your life for unplanned conversations, unexpected invitations, and surprising possibilities. Intelligence without action is expensive entertainment. Some of my best opportunities came from coffee meetings that didn't make strategic sense, industry events outside of my normal scope, and conversations that weren't networking, but just genuine curiosity about someone else's work. Number four, practice the catch and release method. When opportunities arise that don't fit your current plan, don't immediately dismiss them. Catch them long enough to examine them. Ask, what could this become? Rather than, does this fit what I planned? See, that CEO almost said no to a partnership opportunity because it didn't fit his underdog brand positioning. But when he caught it long enough to examine it, he realized it was exactly the enterprise level opportunity his company had earned. Number five, confidence isn't built in your head, it's built in the actions you take when you're scared. Since I started living open-handed, my life has become infinitely more interesting and exponentially more abundant. Not because I stopped having goals, but because I stopped letting my goals become cages that prevented better goals from finding me. I still work with intention, but I hold intentions lightly. I still plan strategically all the time, but I stay open to better strategies emerging. I still pursue my dreams, but I let my dreams evolve as I discover more about what's possible. The person you're becoming is bigger than the person you've been known as. The capabilities you haven't discovered yet might be more powerful than the ones you're already mastered. Your closed fists aren't protecting your dreams. They're preventing better dreams from reaching you. Your tight grip isn't ensuring success. It's limiting what success could look like. The opportunities you're missing might be exactly what you need to reach your next level. The version of yourself you're defending might be the very thing standing between you and the version you're meant to become. So stop letting your strength become your ceiling. Start using your strength as your foundation for exploring what else might be possible. What are you gripping so tightly that you can't catch what's trying to reach you? What identity are you so committed to that you're missing what you've actually become? If you want help learning to pursue your goals while staying open to better goals, join our Rooted cohort. We'll teach you to live open-handed while still being intentional about your direction. Because the best opportunities aren't the ones you plan for, they're the ones you've prepared to receive.